My name's Steve Davies. I was a chauffeur for the royal family. I started with the Prince and Princess of Wales around 1990, and I became the Princess of Wales's personal chauffeur. I've never given interviews or written stories about my time with the royal family. I lost my job because of Martin Bashir. I'm here now to put the record straight. I'm happy to tell people that's the way it should be. Royal service is about being discreet and respectful and having a good name. If you're not trusted, then you really get frozen out. Bashir robbed me of that because he informed her that I was being disloyal, that I was forced out of a job that I wanted to make my life's work. I'm not the kind of person who wastes time and energy being angry or wanting revenge, but I was very disappointed afterwards to know that she had died thinking that I'd betrayed her. And that's something that I will never forget, and Bashir I'll never forgive. Did I love her like the rest of the world did? Everybody loved her. She was that kind of person. I had a lot of respect for her, yeah. Would have done anything for her. And it was very sad to get up Sunday morning and it's all over the news that she'd been killed. Couldn't find the words. Just looking at the TV thinking, it's not real. If I'd have been driving, then we wouldn't be having this conversation today, I don't think. She'd definitely still be alive. The whole time that she was in the car in England, she had a seatbelt on. If I'd have been driving in Paris, then she'd be alive now. I would have kept her safe.
When and how did it go wrong for you?
It went wrong for me in 1995, and it happened very quickly. I wasn't included in a lot of things, anymore. After a few weeks, I was told, you don't need to drive, just bring the car down, leave the car there. Wasn't included in any jobs that she was going to be doing. I got a message to pop down to St James's Palace to see Patrick Jefferson, who was her private secretary. And I went down to Patrick's office. He said, come in. We're going to be making you redundant, which was a strange one. Although, because of what had happened the last 3 or 4 months, it wasn't a surprise totally, but
inexplicable. There was no
no explanation at all. I still really didn't know why. Services no longer required. Mm-hmm. And that was it, really.
And then, almost 30 years later, the most extraordinary revelation in the Netflix drama The Crown brings to light the reason why.
Yeah, 2022, Series 5 of The Crown, where she's given an interview to Panorama.
Yeah.
And she's interviewed in this Panorama interview by Martin Bashir. And in the episode, he tells her that your chauffeur, Steve Davies, is informing the press.
Is betraying her.
Yeah, I'm betraying her. Yes. My sudden demise over 4 or 5 months, over 95, 96, is the same time that the Panorama interview was, and the same time that I kind of got sent to Coventry and was cast out. He's the reason, really, why I was made redundant, because he told her that I wasn't to be trusted. Thankfully, it's come to an end, and the BBC did admit that he was wrong. They've apologised. My name's been cleared now.
But that's almost 30 years too late, isn't it?
30 years, a long time. I could, I would have been very happy to have said, I've been working with the royal family now for 30 years, and I'm now the King's chauffeur.
The King's chauffeur.
I could have been there. I did so many different things with them, in private, at Balmoral or Sandringham, or in public. It was a pleasure to do all those kind of things anyway. So, but yeah, special things. Alton Towers was fun. William was very serious, very controlled. He knew what was going on, and Harry was more the, I'm going to run up that tree and you wait here, Williams. He was more the boisterous one. Yeah. It's an exceptional job and something proud to be a part of. Yeah, in the younger days when they went to their prep school in Notting Hill, they either went with mum or dad, and then in the afternoon there was a pick-up. Sometimes we went to a friend's for a play date, or there were parties, birthday parties where everybody was invited. So it was a day-to-day routine until they went to boarding school.
I also understand that you helped them kind of enjoy themselves when they were in kind of Kensington Palace, for example.
Yes, we played football occasionally, where the Queen's Flight helicopters would come in and land was on a football pitch behind Kensington Palace inside Hyde Park. The football pitch was used by the Royal Household Football Club. They would get out of the car, go into the helicopter, talk to the pilot and everything, and then they would obviously get back into the car as the helicopter was due to fly off with mum and dad. So after the helicopter had gone, because we were up there on this football field with quite a huge area of grass, we occasionally had some fun, and I could sit Harry or William on my lap and I would do the pedals, and then they would have some fun, with the steering wheel, and we'd do a few handbrake turns and stuff on the grass, which it was flat grass and it was very easy. So it was great fun, they loved that.
Obviously you were very intimate with the family, you were very you were up close with them, and you were driving Diana at one of the most vulnerable, extreme points of her life, and I know that you drove her on what's come to be known as revenge dress night. So how did that happen?
That's right, I'm aware of the revenge dress now. At the time, it wasn't that obvious to me. The dress was a little bit revealing at the time for what I thought was maybe just to visit some art. And I said to the princess then, if I wasn't working tonight, Mum, I'd take you out myself, which she thought was quite funny.
How did she respond to that?
Oh, she said, "Thank you very much, Steve." So, and we went on. I went on with my duties, and we drove down, and the rest is history. After the separation, she decided that she didn't really need protection the whole time. Mm-hmm. Maybe a couple of times a week, I'd come in a little earlier because she wanted to go to the gym at Chelsea Harbour Club.
Yeah.
As a chauffeur, obviously, my weapon is the car.
Yes.
Other than that, I could only visually protect her, If I saw something or I thought something was going to happen, I could have said something, but I wasn't allowed to carry firearms or anything as a civilian. I myself was doing reconnaissance to venues that we were going to be visiting the next day, where we would arrive, where we would stop, all this kind of thing. And that's how it went. And I do on occasion remember running over a few paparazzi toes and things, but all in a day's work. I'm glad I did it. I was very lucky to have done it. She'd be very proud of both William and Harry, and maybe that would have been a different course for Harry if she'd still have been around as well. Who knows? Yeah, as I see the King and the Queen now on TV, I think I could have been there as the King's chauffeur now, or driving for William and Catherine and the family. Driving William as a small boy from the age of 5 or 6 he was when I started, to now driving him as the Prince of Wales would have been a pleasure and a duty, so.